Hi there, I'm Vincent Boss and I provide dating and self-improvement advice. And in today's podcast, we're going to be discussing dumper versus dumpy social media. I provide audio coaching to help people try and get their ex back or get a new girlfriend or boyfriend. Check out my website for more details. www.dateme.tips. Please check your spam and junk folders if you are expecting an email from me. So now let's get back into today's podcast. And today we are discussing dumper versus dumpy social media. So if you have been dumped and want to try to get your ex back after a breakup, social media can be your friend and foe. In today's podcast, I compare the dumper and dumpy social media experience, giving hints, tips and advice for dumpies going through the grind. Here are 3 points to consider. So let's get straight into this, and point number 1 is dumpers show gain, dumpies show pain. So when we compare and contrast how dumpers and dumpies generally use social media, what we see is dumpers promoting a new perspective of their life and dumpies often showing the destruction as they see it of their life at the moment. Now, of course, this is not how life will always be. This is not how life is even right now necessarily. So first let's look at the dumper situation and realise that when they seem to be showing all of these wonderful things, them going to exciting new places, meeting new people, and generally making dumpies worry that they are living their best life, what we have to understand is that firstly, people only put on social media what they want others to see, and secondly, this is the dumper going through the single honeymoon period. So I believe that after a relationship ends, the person who ends it, the dumper, will go through the single honeymoon period. And this is a period of time which I believe lasts roughly 6 months or so, sometimes a little longer, where the dumper will live the life that they felt they couldn't do in the relationship. This could be for lots of different reasons. Maybe the dumpy wasn't happy about certain hobbies the dumper had, and now they're experiencing them. Maybe the dumpy was in a position where they couldn't go travelling and the dumper always wanted to, so now the dumper is going travelling. These are just some of the examples of why a dumper will be living a life that the dumpy feels is very different to when they were together. They are trying to live a life that they felt they couldn't do in the relationship, and that is why, when the level of romantic emotional attraction dropped to a necessary low point, they ended the relationship because they wanted to go on a new journey, a new direction, a new trajectory. And what we can see here is the dumper often posting these things on social media. But as I said a little earlier, this isn't necessarily as it seems. You know, people show on social media what they want to show. So, for example, the dumper may have gone to a new place and they may have had a very average time. They may have thought they was going to have a great time, but possibly they didn't. However, they enjoyed a couple of moments and their photo was taken. And these are the photos which will be online. You're not going to see hours and hours of video footage of when they're feeling bored or unfulfilled in what they're doing. Instead, they're going to post online that picture of them looking really happy and enthusiastic, because people like to show what they want people to see. Okay, so people on social media will see a photo of somebody smiling, looking happy in front of a landmark, for example, and think, yeah, they're having a great time. They're living their best life, but not necessarily. You know, this is just a millisecond in time, and who knows, that smile may even be false. Now, when we look at the dumpy wants to get across that they are in agony, they're feeling pain, and you will often see dumpies posting online sad song lyrics and things which in essence are asking for support and comfort. Sometimes people might post something just like a sad emoji, and this will mean that their friends and family may contact them and ask, what is wrong? You know, so I would always say that when we look at the dumpy experience on social media, we have to compare and contrast. And initially, the first thing to really speak of here is that dumpers often look like they're having the time of their life, But this is not necessarily the case, and dumpies will often post emotional, sad posts getting across to the world that they are not feeling happy and that they are looking for comfort and support. Even if a dumpy doesn't think that is why they're posting these things, if you're a dumpy and you're posting sad song lyrics, you're doing that for a reason. You're doing that to try and get the support and attention of others, else you wouldn't be posting it on a public platform. So now let's get into point number 2 and the second point of today's podcast about dumper versus dumpy social media. And point number 2 is dumpies need to stop. So this is where we're going to be looking at what I believe dumpies need to stop regarding social media. And it links straight into my belief of what I just explained. That is, they need to stop posting negative things about themselves. Yes, you might be feeling negative, but you don't want to be putting that out there. Your closest friends and family are likely accessible in a different way. You might want to text them, you might want to call them, you might live with them, you might want to see them in person. There is no need to put this online, because often dumpies will also think to themselves that not only will their friends and family maybe see online that they're upset, but maybe their ex, the dumper, will also see this and take pity on them. But let me tell you, you don't want that. Somebody taking you back through pity is not the way to go. Firstly, it very rarely happens. And secondly, if the basis of you getting back together is pity, if the basis of you getting back together is because your ex-dumper is worried about you, this new relationship won't last very long. Because your ex-dumper is doing this because they are worried and they're just trying to give you that self-care before they think, okay, they're strong enough now and this relationship will end. Because unfortunately for you dumpies, posting negative things isn't attractive. Being somebody who is negative, upset, angry, bitter is not attractive. You might feel this way, but if you're trying to get your ex back, or if you're trying to get attention via social media posting these things, it won't help you. Okay, your ex won't come back to you, and if they do, it won't be for very long. And your friends and family who communicate via social media to you on this way, I would suggest that is not the healthiest way to do this. You don't need to be putting this all into the public domain. Speak to your friends and family through more private means. Secondly, I believe that dumpies need to stop looking at their ex's social media. You will never gain any benefit from looking at your dumper's social media. At best, it will confuse you, and at worst, it will break your heart again. I've already said that what you see online isn't necessarily the truth, but this doesn't stop dumpies checking their ex's social media, especially stories, which also means that your ex-dumper will know that you are checking their social media. They will know you're looking, and this, I would argue, could be seen as breaking no contact, because your ex-dumper will realise that you're still interested in them, you're still taking notice, and this will really relieve any anxiety they may have had that you are moving forward on your own journey. If you want to get your ex back, you need your ex to wonder about you. You can't get your dumper back if they think you're there waiting and watching their stories every single day. It's very unlikely to work, and hence I would always suggest to dumpies, please stop looking at your ex's social media. I have so many clients where I speak one-on-one via my audio coaching service who ask me, what do you think this means? What do you think this means that my ex-dumper has posted? And ultimately, the only person who knows what anything means is the dumper. I can try and let you know my thoughts on what the likelihood is, what the likely reason may be, but I don't know for certain, just as you don't, just as your friends and family don't. Only your ex-dumper knows, and hence the confusion will always be there to some degree. And if not confusion, even worse, heartbreak. You might see something you really don't need to see, and this is not going to help you. If you want to get your ex back, or if you want to find somebody even better, you need to go through breakup recovery, and torturing yourself every day by looking at your ex's social media is not going to help. I suggest, if possible, removing notifications from your ex's social media as the main point of action. But if your mental health is suffering, you may need to block them or remove them from your friends list. This isn't the ideal situation because it does remove a possibility of how they could one day contact you, but your mental health must come first. If your mental health is suffering, if you can't stop looking, then you may need to block or remove them as a contact because your mental health has to always come first. So now let's get into point number 3 and the final point of today's podcast about dumper versus dumpy, social media. And point number 3 is dumpies need to start. So in point number 3, we're now going to be thinking more positively. And we're going to speak about what a dumpy needs to start doing. And that is, I believe, posting positive, attractive, and ambitious posts. Now, this doesn't mean you lie. Okay, lying is not going to get you anywhere, but you can make sure you put your best foot forward. You can make sure that what you post is your best. If you post a photo of yourself, make sure you're looking your best. There is no need to post a photo of you looking upset or looking in a way that you don't believe is the best you can be. Okay, I would suggest posting nothing at all rather than something negative. And that, of course, also connects with negative text posts. As I've already said, you shouldn't be posting things such as sad song lyrics. It's not going to help you. But instead, you can post positive things, positive readings, positive things which are going to make anybody, your friends, family, new people, maybe even your ex, wonder about you and intrigued. Think about it. If you posted positive, intriguing song lyrics rather than the negative, that has a completely different effect on the reader. And that is just one example. I would also suggest you post ambitious posts, okay? Because ambition is very, very attractive. Lots of people find ambition attractive, and lots of people are unfortunately dumped because of a lack of ambition and a lack of moving a relationship forward. So, for example, if you can't drive and you are now learning to drive, post about learning to drive. If you're somebody who has just bought your first house, why not post that you are buying a new house? Okay, these are the types of things that you can do. Now, of course, it goes without saying, please make sure you use sensible safety measures online. Don't be posting anything which could get you into any trouble or any type of bother. Make sure you are sensible and safe online, but post things which are positive, post things which are ambitious, post things which are going to create intrigue. Somebody will start to grow romantic emotional attraction if they feel wonder towards you. That's new people or your ex. If you want to attract somebody new, you have to have a bit of mystery about you. Okay, you need to be somebody that they can't fully work out until they get to know you. Your ex knows you almost too well. Your ex can predict your every move. You need to make sure your ex can't predict your next step. And I mean that in a positive way. It's not attractive to be here, there, and everywhere. It's not attractive to be up and down. You've got to be calm and stable, but improve yourself in a way, experience new things, and do the things that you want to do, which your ex doesn't necessarily expect or understand. And this can help intrigue your ex and grow romantic emotional attraction in their mind. If and when your ex feels enough romantic emotional attraction, when that tank of attraction has hit the necessary high point, this is when they will consider reaching out to you. And if you have this message, if you get that magic message from your ex, which is unnecessary, then welcome Dumpee to the communication stage. A fantastic yet challenging place where you are only a couple of steps away of getting back together. You need to navigate this communication stage, then move on to a meet. And at that point, you stand an excellent opportunity of getting your ex back. If you want support in any of the elements I've spoke of today, if you want to try to get your ex back, if you want to try and meet somebody new, if you want to go through breakup recovery and understand yourself whilst going through self-improvement, then I believe my audio coaching service could be for you. Check out my website, www.dateme.tips, for more details on my audio coaching and how it could help you. If you believe that this podcast has helped you, then please consider buying me a coffee. The link to do so is in the description.
Yeah, if you miss your ex, we can help with that. Help you get him back, or we can help find you someone else. Yeah, Vincent, the relationship coach, giving you some insight, bringing you a new approach. Date me.tips. Go go and check the site. Giving you advice, helping with your love life. Get your ex back or move to the next. Ain't no sweat, you know Vincent Bo got you. Finding love ain't no problem, yeah. Date me.tips, check it out now.